Hi everyone, Mr. Bartlett back here again with another math lesson. Today we are looking at enVision math intervention activities for 9.3, continue to add three-digit numbers, and 9.4, add three or more numbers. We have a couple of goals for today's activities. Goal number one, I can add three or more numbers and regroup when needed. And then goal number two, I can use base 10 blocks to represent numbers. Vocabulary, regroup, also known as carrying over. Okay, so this is the first intervention activity for 9.3, combining hundreds, tens, and ones blocks. Let's review the base 10 blocks before we get started though. So I'm going to go from left to right. Here I have the single cube all by itself, just the one. So one cube, or one block represents one. Right in the middle, we have the long, and 10 of the single blocks make up the long. You can see there's 10. Then all the way to the right, we have the flat, which is made up of 100 blocks, or 10 longs. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, so those are the base 10 blocks. You have the cube, which represents 1. You have the long, which represents 10. And you have the flat, which represents 100. Let's do a little warm up here. What number is being represented? And you'll notice that I made a little place value chart for us as well. The ones place is right here, followed by the tens, followed by the hundreds. Okay, let's take a look here. How many ones do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a 4 in the ones place. How many tens do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 tens. 6 times 10, 60. Now let's go to the hundreds place. And remember, each of these is worth 100. 100, 200, 300. So in the hundreds place, I have 300. In the tens place, 60. In the ones place, 4. Well, if I want to do column method to add this together, I can stack them up just like that. And now I can add the three parts together. 0 plus 0 plus 4 is 4. 0 plus 6 is 6. Bring that 3 down, 364. Let's take a look behind the curtain here and see if I'm right or not. So what number is being represented? 364. So that's how you can use the base 10 blocks to represent numbers. What number is being represented in this example? Well, I'm going to do the same thing. How many ones are there? 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 ones. How many tens are there? 1, 2, 3. 3 tens. 10 plus 10 plus 10 gives me 30. I'm going to put these off to the side here, so I'm going to add these. How many hundreds are there? 1, 2. 200. Stack up your numbers, add them all together. 0 plus 0 plus 3 is 3. 0 plus 3 is 3. Bring the 2 down. 233. Let's take a look behind the curtain to see if I have it right. So what number is being represented here? 233. We got it. Okay, let's move on. Johnny has the following blocks. Jenny has the following blocks. What number is being represented by the blocks? Then, when combined, So we're going to add Johnny and Ginny's blocks together. What number is being represented when you add their numbers together? So let's go back. What number is being represented by the blocks? Let's go to Johnny's. Okay, here's Johnny's blocks right up here on the top. How many ones does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he has 7 ones. How many tens does he have? He's got 1 10. So that's 10. How many hundreds does he have? 1, 2. So he has 200. Let's take a look at Ginny's. Ginny has the following blocks. Let's start with the ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. So she's got 4 in the ones. She has 2 in the tens. So 10 plus 10 is 20. And I see 1 in the hundreds place. So she has 100. Okay. So Johnny has 200 plus 10 plus 7. 217. Let me change the color here. So he has 217. Jenny has 100 plus 20 plus 4, or 124. When combined, what number is being represented? So now I'm going to add their two amounts together. 7 plus 4 is 11. Now remember, any number that's 10 or more can't stay in the ones place. 7 plus 4 is 11. So the 1 is going to stay here. But we need to carry a 1 over to the tens place. And let me show you that with the blocks. So if we make a group of 10 between Johnny and Jenny's, you have 10 like this. So 7 plus 4 was 11. If you count the blocks, you'll count 11. Make a group of 10 to carry over to the tens place. And when I do that, I make another group of 10. So that group that I made, I can just put that way over here for now. I can actually just get rid of that. So we made another group of 10. So how many tens do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4. 10, 20, 30, 40. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. So we now have a 4 in the tens place. There's 4 tens there. 2 plus 1, 3. So when combined, what number is being represented? 341. This time, Johnny has the following blocks. Jenny has the following blocks. What number is being represented by the blocks? And when combined, what number is being represented? I'm looking at Johnny. He's on the top here. I see 2 in the ones place. How many tens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 tens is 80. How many hundreds? I see 100 here. There's 1 in the hundreds place. So I see 100. Jenny, she has 1, 1. In the tens place, I see 3 tens, or 30. In the hundreds place, I see 1. So that's 100. Okay, so Johnny has 100 plus 80 plus 2, or 182. Jenny has 100 plus 30 plus 1, or 131. Let's add the two amounts together. I'm going to start in the ones place. 2 plus 1 is 3. I'm going to go to the tens place. 8 plus 3 is 11. Now remember, we can't write 11 here. We can only put one digit here. 8 plus 3 is 11. 1 stays here. We carry 1 over to the hundreds place. So if you look at the base 10 blocks in the tens place, if I make a group of 10, these carry over to the hundreds place. And let me trade in those 10 tens for a flat. There it is right there. Now I have 1, 2, 3 hundreds in the hundreds place. And that should give me 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3. That should give me 300 in the hundreds place. So when combined, what number is being represented? 313. Okay, let's move on. Okay, this is the intervention activity for 9.4, adding 3 or more numbers. So this time we have 3 friends. They each have their own amounts. We are going to use the base 10 blocks to help us figure out how to add all 3 of these together. Let's just take it one friend at a time. Adam has this many blocks. Let's go to the ones place. 1, 2, 3. So he's got 3 in the ones place. 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 4 tens, or 40. In the hundreds place, I see 2. So he has 200. Let's go ahead and write his amount off to the right here. So I have 200 plus 40 plus 3. 243. So Adam has 243. Okay, Maria. Maria, let's go to the ones place. 1, 2. I see 2 in the ones. Let's go to the tens place. 1, 2, 3. 3 tens added together gives me 30. And then in the hundreds place, I see 1 in the hundreds place, so 100. Let's go ahead and put her amount to the right. So 100 plus 30 plus 2, 132. So she has 132. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ryan. How many ones does Ryan have? 1, 2, 3. He's got 3 ones. How many tens does Ryan have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. So he has 40 in the tens. In the hundreds place, he's got 1. So Ryan has 100 as well. Let's go ahead and put his amount off to the right. 100 plus 40 plus 3. 143. Okay, so we've found each friend's amount. Now we're going to add the 3 amounts together. Here's my plus sign. I'm going to draw a line. Always make sure your numbers are lined up correctly. Let's start with the ones place. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. So all together, there's 8 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 single cubes combined for 8. Let's go to the tens place. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. Well, are there really 11 longs in the tens place? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are. There were 11 longs. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. The 1 stays here, but then the other one carries over to the hundreds place. So I'm going to use these base 10 blocks. Let's make a group of 10 to carry over to the hundreds place. So here we go. You'll see that there's 10 longs joined together here. These carry over to the hundreds place. And when I carry these over to the hundreds place, I just made a new flat. If I add all these together, I just made a new flat. And there it is right there. Now when I add the hundreds, 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. Let's make sure that there really are 5 flats here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So when combined, what number is being represented? 518. Okay, so that concludes our lesson. Those were the intervention activities for lessons 9.3 and 9.4. Hopefully, this gives you a better idea of how to see the numbers with the base 10 blocks. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.